Do you ever feel like you need a break from dating? Or maybe you're unsure if you should stay in a relationship? Well, we have life and love coach Sarah Cornol's here today with steps for a dating detox. Now, how are you?
I'm great. Congratulations,
Thank
Brandy.
you. So excited to have you here. And I'm really excited to talk about this today. So what are some of the signs that a relationship could be headed south?
Yeah, and I always want to start off with, if there's signs of abuse, whether that's emotional or physical or mental, please reach out for help. That's definitely a sign that it's not okay. There are lots of resources out there, like the National Domestic Violence Hotline, which is the hotline.org. So I highly recommend if that's your situation. But in other situations, some signs might be your own feeling of apathy. You might have this sense of, I don't really feel good in this anymore. I'm always going to turn you into yourself and to say, how are you feeling? There's no right or wrong. There's no shoulds. What feels good to me and to you is going to be very individual.
So what are some of the signs if we should stay or leave? What if you can't recognize that it may be abusive?
Yes, so you might want to look for signs that you're playing, I like to call it playing small, like you feel like you're being put into a box of, I could be so much more, this could be so much easier. There's a lot of drama, these signs of, you know, the fighting is happening over and over and over again. It doesn't seem to have a resolution. Mm-hmm. Those are going to be signs that maybe you should start asking yourself some questions.
And we do have a couple of those
Yes.
up there on the screen as well.
So normally if you're asking, should I stay or leave, you probably already know the answer. So if I'm being honest with myself deep down, do I already know what I want? And just being very honest and embracing that. You can ask yourself, do I see myself continuing to grow in this relationship? Sometimes those fights might be a sign that you're still growing and you're uncomfortable in your growth, but you might be done. You might be done growing. You could also ask yourself, when was the last time we had fun?
Oh, that's a good one. So sometimes I think the girlfriends come in and they may see something that you don't see.
Yes, yeah, sometimes that outside perspective of somebody that you trust is a great one to turn to. Having that outside resource of just checking in with that girlfriend that you have of, this is how I'm feeling. Is that what you're seeing on the outside? Mm-hmm. Checking in with them.
So if a person does decide to leave,
yes.
they build that strength up, then how do they detox from it?
Yeah, I am a big supporter of cutting off communication. If there's the chance of being friends, that's going to happen later in the future, but it's not going to happen right after the relationship ends. So you cut off contact for a little while, just so that you can focus on yourself. You're going to want to unfollow them on all social media. I know that that's one of those places that can get really sticky. We want to follow our ex. We want to see what they're up to. Don't do it. Cut it off. Unfollow all social media. Focus on your own self-care. Take care of yourself with healthy food. Drink lots of water. Get lots of sleep. Get active, physically moving. Maybe pick up a new fitness routine or do dance or something that would be fun. And then surround yourself with loved ones. Do things that you love with people you love. Even if you don't feel like it at first, that sense of happiness is gonna come back. It takes some time, but it's good to have that rapport with somebody.
Is there a timeline that it's going to take people to get through these steps to kind of grieve that relationship?
That's a good question. I wish I had an answer that I could say the old rules of it's half the amount of time that you're with somebody, but it's not true. For some people, that's a very individual process. Let yourself have your feelings. Cry if you need to. Laugh if you need to. Laugh is a great medicine. And just go have fun.
Okay, so if we rewind a little bit,
yes.
What's important to know before you even get into this relationship about a person? What are the things that you should, I guess, look for?
Yeah, so at the beginning of a relationship, you want to look for shared values. Make sure you're really clear on what your values are so that you know when you're talking to somebody, are those a match? And if they're not, no harm, you can move right along. You want to look for disrespectful behavior. Mm-hmm. If it's a blatant disrespect, sometimes you might want to address it, like, hey, you said you were going to call, but you didn't. But there are times where you're going to listen to your gut and you're going to be like, that's not worth it. Like, he hung up on me on the phone. That's not okay with me. So that's going to be a deal breaker. Being clear on what your deal breakers are.
I got it. Thank you. We could talk about this all day, I think.
Yes.
So that's a whole lot of good information. Where can people contact you?
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to always direct somebody back to themselves. So you can find me on my website, sarahmkernels.com, and I have a free self-love guided meditation on there for everybody who signs up.
Perfect. And she said again that that is free. So
Yes.
remember that. Thank you.
Yeah, free meditation.
Thank you so much for being here.